Dr. G.I. Park stood motionless in the university conference room, her fingers gripping the edge of the wooden table. The fluorescent lights cast harsh shadows across the stern faces of the Academic Integrity Committee. Hyun-Woo Kim, her most brilliant student, sat beside her, a mixture of defiance and fear flickering in his eyes. The accusation was simple yet devastating. Hyun-Woo's recent research project on quantum computing algorithms appeared too advanced, too perfect to be the work of an undergraduate student. Professor Lee, the department head, spread several documents across the table. Each page seemed to whisper allegations of academic fraud. "We have reason to believe," Professor Lee began, his voice measured and cold, "that Mr. Kim did not complete this research independently." Ji knew her student. She had watched him work for months, observed his late-night research sessions, and understood the depth of his intellectual curiosity. Hyun-Woo was different from other students. He possessed a rare combination of creativity and technical precision that set him apart. The first piece of evidence was a complex algorithm embedded within his research paper. It was sophisticated beyond typical undergraduate capabilities. Lines of code suggested an understanding of quantum mechanics that even senior researchers would struggle to comprehend. The committee members exchanged knowing glances, their suspicions growing with each technical detail. Hyun-Woo remained silent. His hands were clasped tightly in his lap, knuckles turning white from the pressure. He knew the stakes were high. One wrong move could destroy his academic career before it even began. Jae remembered the day Hyun-Woo first presented his initial research concept. It was during a small graduate seminar, where most students struggled to articulate complex scientific theories. But he had been different. His presentation was crisp, innovative, and showed an intuitive understanding of quantum computational theories that most seasoned researchers would envy. "We believe external assistance was involved," Professor Lee continued, sliding a comparative analysis across the table. "These computational models are inconsistent with standard student work." The room felt increasingly suffocating. Accusations of academic misconduct were serious. They could mean expulsion, a permanent mark on academic records, and the destruction of future opportunities. Hyun-Woo's dreams of becoming a pioneering researcher could vanish in an instant. Ji-Lai knew she had to defend her student, not just because he was exceptional, but because she believed in his potential. She had mentored countless students, but Hyun-Woo was different. His approach to scientific research was not about following established pathways, but creating entirely new ones. "May I speak?" she asked, her voice calm but firm. Professor Lee nodded, seemingly surprised by her composed demeanor. "Hyun-Woo is not a typical student," Ji-I explained. "His understanding of quantum mechanics goes beyond traditional learning. What you see as suspicious, I see as extraordinary potential." The committee members listened, their initial aggressive posture softening slightly. They were academics, after all, people who understood the rare moments when true innovation breaks through conventional understanding. Hyun-Woo looked at his mentor, a silent communication passing between them. He knew she believed in him, and that knowledge provided a small comfort in this potentially career-ending moment. Outside the conference room, the university continued its daily rhythm. Students walked past, unaware of the intellectual drama unfolding behind closed doors. For Hyun-Woo and Ji-I, everything hung in delicate balance: reputation, future, and the very essence of scientific discovery. The investigation was just beginning. Each piece of evidence would be scrutinized, each line of code examined with microscopic precision. The truth would emerge, but at what cost? In that moment, surrounded by academic bureaucracy and potential judgment, Hyun-Woo realized that his journey was about to become more complicated than any quantum algorithm he had ever designed. The committee members shuffled their papers, preparing for the next phase of their investigation. Silence filled the room, heavy with unspoken questions and potential consequences. 5 years earlier, Hyun-Woo first entered Dr. Park's advanced quantum computing seminar. He was different from other students, quiet, intense, with eyes that seemed to look beyond the immediate world. While his classmates struggled with complex mathematical equations, he saw patterns where others saw chaos. Dr. Park noticed him immediately. During one lecture about quantum entanglement, Hyun-woo asked a question that made the entire room fall silent. His understanding wasn't just academic, it was intuitive. He spoke about quantum mechanics like someone describing a familiar landscape, not a complex scientific theory. The university research lab became his second home. Rows of computers hummed constantly, green and blue screens flickering with complex algorithms. Hyun-woo would spend hours there, sometimes sleeping on the small couch near the quantum computing terminal. Other researchers would find him early in the morning, surrounded by half-empty coffee cups and scattered research papers. His family background was ordinary. His father worked as a government engineer, his mother a high school mathematics teacher. They never understood the depth of his passion for quantum research. During family dinners, Hyun-woo would try explaining his work, but their eyes would glaze over, seeing numbers and complex theories instead of the beautiful mathematical universe he saw. Dr. Park became more than just a mentor. She recognized in Hyun-woo a rare scientific talent, someone who could potentially revolutionize understanding of quantum computational systems. She provided him special research opportunities, access to advanced computing resources that most undergraduate students could only dream about. His research focused on developing quantum algorithms that could potentially solve complex computational problems in seconds, problems that would take traditional computers years to calculate. Each breakthrough was carefully documented, each experiment meticulously recorded. The university had strict rules about research integrity. Every computational result needed verification. Every algorithm needed multiple testing phases. Hyun-woo understood these rules better than most. He knew one mistake could invalidate years of work. During his third year, he developed a unique computational model that caught the attention of several international research institutions. His approach was different. He didn't just want to solve problems. He wanted to understand the fundamental language of quantum systems. Late one night, while running a complex simulation, Hyun-woo made a discovery that would change everything. An algorithm emerged that seemed to break traditional computational limitations. It was elegant, almost poetic in its simplicity, but it was also so advanced that it seemed almost impossible for an undergraduate student to create. Dr. Park watched his progress with a mixture of pride and concern. She knew the scientific community would be skeptical. Revolutionary ideas were always met with resistance, and now, sitting in the academic integrity hearing, she understood the true challenge that lay ahead. Hyun-woo's research wasn't just about numbers or algorithms. It was about reimagining what was possible. Each line of code was a statement, each computational model a potential gateway to understanding the universe in ways never imagined before. The university archives contained countless research papers, but Hyun-woo's work was different. It wasn't just academic exercise. It was a glimpse into a potential future where human intelligence and computational power could merge in ways previously unimaginable. As the investigation continued, the context of his work became crucial. How could a young student develop something so advanced? What combination of education, intuition, and sheer intellectual brilliance had led to this moment? The answer, Dr. Park knew, wasn't simple. It was about passion, about seeing the world not as it was, but as it could be. Hyun-woo represented a new generation of researchers, those who didn't just accept scientific boundaries, but challenged and redefined them. In the quiet research lab, surrounded by humming computers and scattered research papers, Hyun-woo's journey was more than an academic investigation. It was a testament to human potential, to the power of curiosity, and to the endless possibilities that exist when brilliant minds are given the freedom to explore. The story was just beginning, and the world was about to witness something extraordinary. The investigation room buzzed with tension. Professor Kim Jae-sung, head of the digital forensics team, carefully examined Hyun-woo's research files. Each digital fingerprint, Each line of code told a story more complex than simple academic misconduct. Digital evidence revealed something unusual. The computational models Hyunwoo created contained unique signature patterns, patterns that didn't match typical student work or standard research templates. His algorithms showed a level of innovative thinking that challenged traditional understanding. "This is impossible for an undergraduate," muttered Professor Lee, reviewing the complex computational sequences. His fingers traced the intricate mathematical pathways, searching for any sign of external manipulation or unauthorized assistance. Hyunwoo sat silently during the investigation. He understood every technical detail being discussed, but he knew explaining would sound like defensive rhetoric. His research spoke its own language, a language of mathematical precision and quantum possibilities. Dr. Ji-hee Park watched carefully. She had seen countless research investigations, but this one felt different. Hyunwoo's work wasn't just advanced. It represented a potential breakthrough in quantum computational theory. The forensic team spent days analyzing every digital trace. They examined network logs, computational sequences, and research documentation with microscopic precision. Each hour of investigation revealed more questions than answers. One researcher discovered something unexpected. Certain algorithmic sequences in Hyunwoo's work contained unique mathematical signatures, signatures that suggested an original approach impossible to replicate through simple copying or external assistance. Professor Kim called in external experts. Researchers from different universities were invited to review the controversial research. Each expert brought a different perspective, a different lens through which to examine Hyunwoo's work. The first external expert, Dr. Park Sung-min from Seoul Technology Institute, was skeptical initially. But as he reviewed the computational models, his skepticism transformed into genuine scientific curiosity. "This is not typical student work," Dr. Park Sung-min announced after hours of detailed examination. "These algorithms suggest a level of understanding that goes beyond conventional research boundaries." The investigation revealed layers of complexity. Hyunwoo's research wasn't just about solving computational problems. It was about reimagining how computational systems could function. Each algorithmic sequence was like a carefully constructed mathematical poem. Network logs showed Hyunwoo's research process. Late-night computing sessions, complex simulation runs, and careful documentation painted a picture of dedicated, passionate scientific exploration. There were no sudden, suspicious data transfers, no evidence of external, unauthorized assistance. Dr. Ji-hee Park understood something the investigators were slowly realizing. Hyunwoo represented a new generation of researchers, those who didn't just follow scientific protocols but challenged and redefined them. The forensic team worked tirelessly. They compared Hyunwoo's research with global quantum computing databases. Each comparison revealed something remarkable. His work contained original approaches that hadn't been documented before. One researcher discovered a unique computational method embedded deep within the research files. It was so innovative that it could potentially revolutionize quantum computing approaches. This wasn't just academic work. It was a potential scientific breakthrough. Hours turned into days. The investigation became less about proving misconduct and more about understanding a remarkable scientific mind. Hyunwoo's research challenged everything they thought they knew about computational possibilities. Professor Kim gathered the investigation team. "We're dealing with something extraordinary," he told them. "This isn't about academic rules. This is about scientific innovation." Hyunwoo remained calm throughout the process. He understood that true scientific innovation always faced initial resistance. His research wasn't just about numbers and algorithms. It was about showing what was possible when human creativity met computational potential. As the investigation continued, one thing became clear. Hyunwoo's work represented more than an academic project. It was a glimpse into a future where computational boundaries could be dramatically reimagined. The story was far from over. The real investigation was just beginning. An investigation that could potentially change how the scientific world understood quantum computational research. The hearing room felt different that morning. Sunlight streamed through large windows, casting long shadows across polished wooden tables. Hyun-woo sat quietly, his hands folded neatly in his lap, watching the academic committee prepare their final assessment. Dr. Ji-hye Park presented the evidence with calm precision. She understood this moment would define not just Hyun-woo's future, but potentially the future of quantum computational research. Her presentation wasn't about defending her student, but about revealing a scientific breakthrough. "What we have here," she began, "is not a case of academic misconduct. This is a potential revolution in computational science." The external experts leaned forward. Dr. Park Sung-min, who had spent weeks analyzing the research, looked particularly intrigued. His initial skepticism had transformed into genuine scientific excitement. Hyun-woo's research revealed a unique quantum algorithm that could solve complex computational problems in ways never seen before. The algorithm wasn't just mathematically elegant, it suggested a completely new approach to understanding computational systems. Professor Kim Jae-sung displayed digital simulations showing the algorithm's potential. Complex mathematical sequences danced across the screen, revealing layers of computational complexity that seemed almost impossible. Each simulation demonstrated the algorithm's extraordinary capabilities. "This is not something that can be easily explained or replicated," Professor Kim explained. "These computational models suggest a level of understanding that goes beyond traditional research approaches." The committee members exchanged surprised glances. What had initially seemed like a potential academic scandal was transforming into something much more significant. Hyun-woo's work represented more than just a research project. It was a potential scientific breakthrough. One revealing moment came when Hyun-woo explained his research approach. He spoke about quantum mechanics not as a complex scientific theory, but as a living, breathing system of mathematical relationships. His explanation was simple, yet profound. "I didn't just want to solve problems," he said quietly. "I wanted to understand how computational systems could communicate differently." The external experts began asking questions. Each query revealed more about the depth and originality of Hyun-woo's research. His answers were precise, showing an intuitive understanding that went beyond textbook knowledge. Dr. Ji-hye Park watched her student with quiet pride. She had recognized his potential years ago, but even she hadn't anticipated this level of scientific innovation. Hyun-woo represented a new generation of researchers, those who didn't just follow scientific protocols, but imagined them. Digital evidence showed Hyun-woo's entire research journey. Late-night computing sessions, complex simulation runs, and careful documentation painted a picture of dedicated scientific exploration. There were no shortcuts, no unauthorized assistance, just pure intellectual passion. The revelation wasn't just about proving Hyun-woo's innocence. It was about recognizing the unique scientific mind. His algorithm could potentially solve computational problems that would take traditional systems years to complete. Professor Lee, who had initially been most skeptical, now looked genuinely impressed. "This is not just research," he muttered. "This is a potential scientific breakthrough." As the hearing continued, the atmosphere shifted. What had begun as an investigation into potential academic misconduct was transforming into a celebration of scientific innovation. Hyun-woo's work challenged existing understanding of quantum computational systems. The external experts began discussing potential research collaborations. Universities and research institutions would be eager to understand the computational approach Hyun-woo had developed. His algorithm represented more than just an academic project. It was a glimpse into future technological possibilities. Hyun-woo remained calm throughout the process. He understood that true scientific innovation always faced initial resistance. His research wasn't about proving something to the academic committee, but about showing what was possible when human creativity met computational potential. Dr. Ji-hye Park knew this moment would be remembered, not as an academic hearing, but as the day a young researcher revealed a potential scientific revolution. Hyun-woo's work was more than an algorithm. It was a statement about human potential. The room fell silent, filled with the weight of scientific discovery. Something extraordinary was happening, and everyone present understood they were witnessing a remarkable moment in scientific history. The university auditorium was packed. Researchers, academic leaders, and students filled every available seat, waiting to hear the final decision about Hyunwoo's groundbreaking research. Dr. Ji-hye Park sat beside her student, her hand gently resting on his shoulder. She knew this moment would change everything. The Academic Integrity Committee had spent weeks analyzing every detail of his research, and now the final decision would be announced. Professor Kim Jae-sung stepped onto the stage. The room fell silent. His presence commanded attention, and everyone knew this was more than a typical academic hearing. This was about recognizing true scientific potential. After extensive investigation, Professor Kim began, "We have reached a unanimous decision." Hyunwoo's heart raced. The past weeks had been a blur of investigations, interviews, and endless technical discussions. He had remained calm, but the weight of potential academic punishment had been constant. The professor continued, "What we initially believed was a potential case of academic misconduct has revealed itself to be something extraordinary. Hyunwoo Kim's research represents a significant breakthrough in quantum computational theory." Applause broke out spontaneously. The external experts who had examined his work nodded in agreement. What had started as an investigation had transformed into a celebration of scientific innovation. Instead of punishment, the university announced a special research grant. Hyunwoo would be given advanced resources to continue his groundbreaking work. Major research institutions had already expressed interest in collaborating with him. Dr. Ji-hye Park watched with pride. She had seen potential in Hyunwoo from the beginning, a unique scientific mind that saw computational systems differently. Now, the entire academic world would see what she had always known. The resolution wasn't just about clearing Hyunwoo's name. It was about establishing a new approach to understanding scientific research. The committee recognized that true innovation often looks different from conventional work. "Your research," Professor Kim told Hyunwoo, "challenges our understanding of quantum computational systems. You have demonstrated that scientific breakthrough can come from unexpected sources." News of the resolution spread quickly. Science journals began requesting interviews. Research institutions from around the world started sending collaboration proposals. Hyunwoo's algorithm had become more than a research project. It was a potential technological revolution. During the press conference, Hyunwoo spoke simply and clearly. He talked about his passion for understanding computational systems, about seeing mathematics as a living, breathing language. His humility made his achievement even more remarkable. The university administration saw an opportunity. They would use Hyunwoo's story to encourage other young researchers to think beyond traditional boundaries. His journey represented the future of scientific exploration. Dr. Ji-hye Park remembered the young student who had first walked into her advanced seminar years ago. He was no longer just a promising student. He was now a recognized scientific innovator. Researchers gathered around Hyunwoo, asking questions about his unique approach. Each conversation revealed more about the depth of his computational understanding. He wasn't just solving problems. He was reimagining how computational systems could communicate. The resolution meant more than academic vindication. It represented a statement about the nature of scientific discovery. Innovation doesn't always follow expected paths. Sometimes it comes from young minds willing to challenge existing understanding. As the day concluded, Hyunwoo found a moment of quiet reflection. The investigation, the hearing, the resolution, it had been a journey of proving his scientific integrity. But more importantly, it had been a journey of showing what was possible. Dr. Park approached him, a proud smile on her face. "This is just the beginning," she said softly. Hyunwoo nodded. He understood that his algorithm was more than a technical achievement. It was a glimpse into a future where human creativity and computational potential could merge in ways never before imagined. The university hallways buzzed with excitement. A new chapter in scientific research had begun, and it started with a young researcher who dared to see the world differently. As evening fell, Hyunwoo looked out the window. The world of quantum computational research would never be the same again.